Thank you, Mr. Chair. Reintroducing Michael Sanderson.
Michael.
Dragging on a bit, isn't it? Must be in trouble. This goes to the question of financial abuse. In response to questions to the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Corporations and Financial Services inquiry into financial services regulation framework in relation to financial abuse, that was wrong. BOQ AFCA advocate Ben Griffin stated, "Our approach to financial abuse is informed by the lived experience of victim survivors and involves both preventative measures and responsive actions, ensuring that we provide comprehensive support for our customers. And financial abuse extends beyond financial loss. It can also erode dignity and well-being of victims, creating lasting emotional and psychological harm." These are weasel words. As a financial abuser itself, BOQ does not adhere to these standards. Rather, it hides behind the not-so-independent toe-cutter, AFCA, itself an abuser. When will BOQ practice what it preaches and repair their own customer complaints process and stop hiding behind and sending cases to the bank's advocate, AFCA? And when will BOQ sack advocate Ben Griffin and re-establish a competent, approachable customer advocate such as Tanya Askov?
Okay, that's a long question. Let me start by just reiterating that on financial abuse, recognising financial abuse is the most valuable thing that we can do. Ensuring that the frontline staff who are seeing people on a daily basis, speaking to people, seeing what type of transactions are occurring and raising issues internally, identifying these things, that is the first step for us, and making sure that we are robust in our ability to do that, and minimising financial abuse. Unfortunately, it occurs. You know that it occurs. I'm not going to make comments about individual staff members. We value our staff members, and I know that all of the staff members that you've mentioned do as much as they humanly can to act, particularly for our customer advocate, on behalf of the customers. AFCA also plays an important role here.
I'll leave it where it sits. This one relates to BOQ scandals. This question relates to BOQ board competence and willful blindness. APRA recently imposed enforceable undertaking due to systemic weakness in BOQ's risk management and risk culture. AUSTRAC also. BOQ also has a reputation for screwing over its customers, but protects the officers that do the screwing. For example, Sean Crawley, otherwise known as Creepy Crawley, the secretive Rodney Taylor, who bullies and intimidates. Stellar performer Mark Wiggins, who doesn't do the required loan paperwork and lies in court, then suddenly disappears.
Michael, have you got a question?
I get there. Also, the current managing director and CEO, that rather than address bank BOQ bastardy, makes a $50,000 shut up and go away offer and tells a loyal paying customer whose life is destroyed to get a life. He then claims vindication via AFCA, whose own internal documentation says BOQ failed to display the care and skill of a prudent and diligent banker. When will this board remove the blinkers and address systemic issues, its own incompetence and willful blindness, and properly address past wrongs?
I'm not sure exactly what the question is. A number of the names that you mentioned are long since been associated with this organisation.
The damage remains.
I can't change history, Michael.
You can fix the present.
and that's what we're doing.
No, you're not.
Is there another question?
I have other questions, but that's my two, and I thought I'll leave it to somebody else.